Hello people of the internet, it's Amanda, and I feel like it's been forever since I last talked about a drama here on my channel, so I'm super excited. Now, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I haven't really had a lot of time or energy to talk about anything outside of kinpuri, and today's video is sort of still along that line because we're gonna be talking about Uketsuke no Joe, which stars kinpuri member Jinguji Yuta. Now, I was really excited when this drama was announced because number one, it's Jin's first ever lead role, official lead role, and at the same time it also ties into one of kinpuri's past singles because they sang the ending theme for it. Now, apart from that, I was also really happy with the beautiful and talented cast that he gets to work with in this particular drama. I'm talking about Triendl Reina, Tanabe Momoko, Miyama Karen, Nishihara Aki, Matsue Airi, Hashimoto Jun, and Tamura Kentaro. And also, the synopsis itself is something that's very, very simple. I feel like even if it's specific setting-wise, it's something that a lot of people who work 9 to 5 might be able to relate to. And so after the 10-episode run, each episode running for 20 minutes, I was really happy with how the drama turned out, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Before we get to my actual review of the drama, let's talk about the plot first. So Jin plays Joe Takumi, a member of the sales team of a company called Rentosha. His recent presentation talked about digital transformation, which is basically revamping the reception area of the company into something more AI and digital based. That means, or that has this implication, that the receptionist working in that area will be laid off. Now, he thought that it was something that's easy and, just something that it would help in terms of changing the dynamics of the company. And at first, he was really optimistic about his particular decision in making the presentation or the project work. Because of that, he eventually had himself temporarily transferred to the reception to work with the reception staff, just so he would know the ins and out of the job and all those things, to make it an immersive experience that would help him develop his plan of this digital transformation project better. But after a while of working with the receptionists, he learns that hospitality, or what the reception desk is about, isn't just booking meeting rooms or accepting packages or just greeting people in the morning and after work and stuff like that. It's more, it has to do more with a lot of public and human relations that a lot of people take for granted in the company simply because they feel like it's something that's easy and can be done by anything or anyone. It also shows that there are certain troubleshooting factors that computers wouldn't be able to adapt to, that only humans can make a good decision on. And these kinds of different dynamics where human interaction and human discernment is still very much important as compared to what an AI or a computer program can do. I feel like the first couple of episodes of the drama was more of a social commentary on the reality that we're living in today, where most jobs are being handed over to AIs and computers, and people have this certain fear that one day when everything goes digital, human touch or human interaction wouldn't be necessary anymore. However, this drama puts emphasis on the idea that hospitality, especially when it comes to that particular field, it is something that is still in need of direct face-to-face interaction with someone, and that there are certain things that machines or computers wouldn't be able to decide on, that builds connections between people, and for example, not just people, but even from one company to another entity or anything like that. So the first couple of episodes were like that, and Joe was able to learn more and more about that, making him doubt the intention or even the full possibility of the project that he initially proposed. But after a while, we get a lot more different in terms of the dynamics or anything like that. As when we learn about the lives of each of the receptionists that he gets to work with, and like things that somehow apply to people who are, for example, just working on a certain job because it pays the bills versus someone who's really passionate about the job that they're currently in. Or for example, getting into an industry that you're not particularly interested in, but it's something that presented itself as an opportunity and therefore you just grab it but don't have any passion for it. So these types of like workplace issues and adult dilemmas also came in light in this particular series that I feel like the drama did really well in terms of capturing, even in 20 minutes of its runtime and just a short amount of like 10 episodes. Another thing that I like about this drama is it also zoomed in on how sometimes efforts that you put into your work or the company gets demerited, or people get affected by different factors in the workplace that doesn't just affect them physically but sometimes also mentally. And there are also circumstances where no matter how much you love your job, other personal matters come into light that makes you prioritize that over this job that you like to do. So, and that is mostly manifested in the female characters that were in this story, but it wasn't it wasn't presented in a way that antagonizes these women or antagonizes the fact that whether or not they would want to choose career, personal life, or anything like that. This drama presented it more as circumstances that normal people encounter, and either way, like, decisions have to be respected, and it doesn't make any person less or more depending on, you know, what they choose is good for them. So yeah. But outside of that, what I like about this drama is even with all these many elements that are helpful to the plot or put into the narrative, they were even able to inject a little bit of like office romance into it as well. What's interesting about this is Tanabe Momoko, who plays Ieda Nico, already played as a girlfriend to one of Jin's characters in like a different project, which is According to Our Butler, where Jin co-starred with kinpuri member Nagaseren before. And I could like, when someone pointed it out, I was really shocked because I saw that film and I couldn't remember any chemistry in them at the time. But then for this particular series, it was quite nice because I was able to see a lot more of like their dynamics, a lot more natural this time, and I absolutely just like their back and forth as co-workers and everything else. And when like their story arc together was also something that I was a lot invested in, anything like that. But generally, I like Jin's dynamic, and I think for the rest of the cast as well, I like their chemistry as a cast as a whole. And I feel like the reason for that is because we don't really have a lot of characters to focus on, not a lot of storylines. Like each episode has its own contributions to the plot that focuses on certain characters and learning curves when it comes to these characters, but at the same time, like, you know, the purpose of it is still very clear and very linear, like not so many subplots here and there happening, and that's why the plot was able to wrap up really nicely. That I absolutely love about this drama is the ending. I wouldn't want to spoil it in case you want to check it out, but I absolutely adored the way that they ended it. It's not something that's very straightforward in terms of anything or whatever, but it actually opens a lot of like doors for the characters that were in the story. And I don't know, like, I just really like how it left the audience kind of like questioning certain relationships in the drama, tied certain things. It was a peek into what happened after the events of, you know, how the story initially concluded. So I like how they ended it in a way that it's bittersweet, but at the same time it's still very satisfying. And yeah, and I feel like overall this is definitely one of the very few dramas that I feel like I would constantly go back to whenever I just need something to watch, like a feel-good type of drama. It's also very well acted. I would have to commend Jin for his acting in this particular drama. There's a lot of like nuances in his acting that definitely improved as compared to like the other projects that I've seen him in before. And I feel like this drama really challenged him. Certain scenes in this particular drama that I was really floored by when it came to his performance. And I'm really happy as to how this entire drama turned out. So yeah. Now, with that said, so have you seen this drama or you're planning to see this drama? Tell me down in the comments below what you think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you again soon in a new video. Bye!